Hi everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you my monthly recommendations for new authors I've discovered in 2016. This month I am jumping in with the monthly recommendations Goodreads group. As I said, this month's topic for recommendations is new authors that you discovered in 2016. I have 4 main authors that I want to talk about in this video. I will leave a link down below to the Goodreads group and Kayla and Trina, the creators' channels down below for you guys to check out. Before I jump into my recommendations, I do just want to say a quick Merry Christmas to everyone. I am actually filming this and hopefully uploading on Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve here today in Australia, which is really exciting. I'm really excited for Christmas tomorrow. So Merry Christmas to you all, to those who celebrate Christmas, or happy holidays. Hope you're enjoying time with family and friends. But let's jump straight in. As I said, I have 4 authors. I went through every author that I read this year and sorted out the new ones that I'd never read from before. And I kind of, as I say, I have 4 main authors that are the ones that really intrigued me this year and made me go, yes, this is an author that I think I'm really going to like and I want to check out more work from them. The first of those that I want to talk about is Nina LaCour. I read Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour this year. I believe this is her most recent release, although she does have the book that she co-wrote with David Levithan that just came out. This is a young adult story that follows a female-female relationship. It is set in Los Angeles and follows a girl who is a production/set designer in Hollywood, and it has kind of a mystery element, and I really enjoyed it. I really loved the whole atmosphere and vibe of the story, and I really enjoyed Nina LaCour's writing. And as soon as I finished this book, I knew Nina LaCour was an author that I was definitely going to check more out from. Hopefully in 2017 I'll be picking up more books by Nina because I really enjoyed this book in particular, and I highly recommend it. The next book I want to talk about is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is the first book by V.E. Schwab, or Victoria Schwab, that I have ever picked up. Victoria is obviously a very popular author here on BookTube, and after having read this book, which I know is a lot of people's favorite, I can definitely see why people love her. I really adored this story and all of the themes in it. It was so enjoyable, and it has definitely made me want to pick up some of Victoria's other works. A lot of her works are more fantasy based, and I'm not a huge fantasy reader. I do want to get more into fantasy. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I just kind of haven't gotten around to it. So I do want to check out, I basically am willing to check out everything that she's written. I'm happy to check out the archived books, although I think that series is incomplete and we're not sure when we're getting a 3rd book, so maybe I won't start with that one, I'm not sure. But I would also really like to check out the A Darker Shade of Magic series, and what's the one that's just come out recently? This Savage Song. I wouldn't mind checking out basically everything of hers and seeing how I like it. I think her books are all quite different, so there's a lot of different things to try from her. I definitely recommend checking out Vicious though if you haven't. This is a story that follows Eli and Victor, who, the story has dual timelines. It follows them when they are in college and they are doing a thesis on EOs, which are extraordinary people, and they try to become extraordinaries and see if that's something that they can do. And it has a lot of elements of good versus evil, or evil versus evil, what makes a villain, things like that. It is very intriguing, highly recommend it. The next author I want to talk about is Daphne du Maurier. I read Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier early this year, and I totally adored it. I've actually read 3 things by Daphne du Maurier this year. I read Rebecca, totally adored it. Read a short story collection, which I didn't love, but then I also read Jamaica Inn, which I also really enjoyed, and I do want to check out other works from hers, in particular Frenchman's Creek. I have heard a lot of people say that Rebecca is her best work, and that is the first one of hers that I've read, so maybe I've peaked early with Daphne du Maurier, but I really like her writing in her novels, and she has very atmospheric gothic kind of writing and settings, and I just really enjoy that kind of writing. So I think that I will enjoy other works from hers, and I've heard good things about Frenchman's Creek in particular, but I definitely will be checking out more from her in 2017. Rebecca, in particular, as I said, has been my favorite. Rebecca follows an unnamed narrator who is probably in about her early 20s. She meets an older gentleman while she is acting as a lady's maid on holidays. He proposes marriage to her and they get married. They then go to his family estate, which is called Mandalay. However, the man who she's married, Maxim, has previously been married, and his wife, Rebecca, has died. And the narrator of the story, our main character, feels very repressed by the memory of his first wife, in particular because there is a housekeeper, Mrs. Danvers, who totally adored Rebecca, and the main character just feels like she's living in this shadow of his previous wife, and it just follows that kind of story. It sounds a bit ridiculous and like it wouldn't be an interesting book to read, but it is amazing. I loved it. It is so atmospheric, very gothic and creepy. Mrs. Danvers is a great character. It's just a really, really good book in my opinion. I do have a review for Rebecca, which I will leave linked up above for you guys to check out if you want to. It is actually quite an accessible classic as well, in my opinion. It's more modern than some other classics, so I definitely recommend checking out Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier in particular, especially if you like creepier gothic type stories and you haven't checked out Rebecca, definitely do. And the final author that I want to talk about is Becky Albertalli. I read Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli this year. This was actually Becky's debut. I understand that she has her book, The Upside of Unrequited. I believe that comes out in early 2017, and I'm so here for that book. I cannot wait to get it. I'll probably get it pretty quickly after it comes out, which is saying a lot because I am not someone who normally buys new release books, but I am just so excited for that book and to read more by Becky. Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda follows a gay teen named Simon. However, Simon is not out of the closet. He has not come out as gay to his friends and family. However, he is conducting an online relationship with another boy from his high school who he knows only as Blue. They do not know who the other is. However, another boy from his school discovers some emails between Simon and Blue and starts to blackmail Simon, and that is kind of the premise behind the story. I totally adored this story. It is so just heartwarming. This book left me feeling so happy. And I adored Simon as a character. I just really loved this book. It is definitely one of my favorite books that I have read in 2016. And I definitely want to check out more from Becky. As I said, I, prior to 2016, had not read a lot of LGBTQIA plus fiction. I personally, and I know this is awful to say, but I just want to be honest, found LGBTQIA plus fiction to be quite intimidating. I, as someone who identifies as heterosexual, was not sure how I would emotionally relate to a same-sex or bisexual or something like that relationship, or any kind of relationship really that wasn't a heterosexual relationship, which is ridiculous. I'm so ashamed of myself really that I even had that opinion, because like, what's different about it? The emotions are the same. It's just, I don't know, I found it intimidating. And it wasn't that I wouldn't pick those books up. Like, I did pick them up. I had two in this video alone that I absolutely adored. It was just something that I thought, oh, I don't know, like maybe I won't connect to it. I totally connected to these stories. So if you are someone who is a little bit intimidated by LGBTQIA plus fiction, don't be. I think that these stories are just as emotionally, I can connect with them just as emotionally as I can heterosexual relationships. I don't want people to shy away from a book like this because they think that they're not going to be able to relate to it because it's just about two gay boys. Like, that's not what it is about. It is about human beings and it is so, so, so good, and I really, I just want people to read it because I loved this book and I can't wait to read more from Becky. I'm going off on a complete tangent, so I'm just gonna stop now, but definitely 100% read this book. So those are my recommendations to you based on new authors that I discovered in 2016. I hope I have inspired you to pick up some of these books. If I had, please comment down below. I'd love to discuss it with you. If you have any great recommendations from new authors that you've discovered and you want to read more from in 2017, I would love to hear those down below as well. I'd love to just chat with you guys in the comments down below. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. But that's all I've got for this video today. Bye guys.